Hello everybody, welcome back. It's time. I've been talking about this for a while now. We're doing a brand review. I feel like this is the direction that I kind of am leaning toward for this channel. Not to say that I don't do one-off sunscreen reviews all the time. I just did 14 days of them. Well, not just by the time this video goes up, but I do love doing a full brand review because I think it's such a interesting take. I think because there are so many brands out there these days, it's actually really helpful because we're not in the day and age where somebody's like, I am a, I don't know, L'Oreal girl and all I wear is L'Oreal. That's the only skincare, only makeup. Nowadays it's like, I might do a little of this and a little of that. So sometimes when you have a brand as big as InnBeauty Project, it's nice to see from someone who's used them what works, what doesn't, what they love, what they don't, that kind of thing. So that's what we're doing today. I've done brand reviews on CeraVe. I've done them on Prequel. I forget what others, but yeah. That's where we're starting today. So like I have done, Naturium, I was trying to remember. Like I have done in some of the others, I think the best way for me at least is to break it down by categories. So I like to do best, mediocre, and worst. And of course, this is my opinion. These products work or don't work on my skin, on my body, or just for my preferences where I live. So many little nuances. So if there's something that you love that I hate or vice versa, it's okay. You don't need to tell me about it. It's just one of those things. Like, we're not all gonna like the same thing, and that is fine. So I like to start with my favorites. We're gonna jump in right now. If you're not already subscribed, please do so below. Do it for my shoulder that's almost done healing. Do it for me, I don't know. Like this video and we'll get going. Okay. This is gonna be hopefully not too long, but I have a lot to say. I've got notes, I've got thoughts. So the first one we're gonna start off in the best category is the Extreme Cream. This packaging is massive. That's the one thing, well, there are a few things I don't like about it, but maybe let's start with what I do like about it and let's talk about how much it is, the specs. So this retails for $48. You get 1.7 fluid ounces, which you wouldn't know by the size of this bottle. It's actually got a refillable component. So what you do is you unscrew this and then you actually see just how big or small the package is. So yeah, and you can actually see in the light how much you've used of it. Well, I could, now I can't see it. But I think I'm probably like a little bit halfway, more than halfway done with this. I actually have the refill already. And then this is glass, so very, very heavy, weighty component, which is nice because it feels fancy, but also terrible to travel with. That said, you could just travel with this, put your little cap on, and be a lot lighter in terms of weight. This retails for $48, not cheap. The refill is $40, a little bit cheaper. And what they say about this is that it's supposed to lift, firm, contour. Now they actually have pictures. That means that they've done some testing. And I have heard from others that they do see a little bit of lifting. I don't think you're gonna get contouring from a moisturizer. That's just me. That's a muscle. You're not gonna get something from a peptide that shapes and contours your muscle. But okay, it's got peptides, ceramides, bioretinol, which would be bakuchiol. I looked at the ingredient list and I scoured it. I don't know what the actual bioretinol they're using is. So I don't think it's bakuchiol, so maybe there's something else. If you know, let me know because I'm very interested. But what I love about this is it's a reverse emulsion. So what a reverse emulsion is it's basically oil and water versus water and oil. It makes it creamier, thicker. It basically gives it that almost waterproof seal type of feeling and texture, which is my favorite thing. It basically locks everything else in. It locks the moisturizer in. It's not gonna just settle into your skin and if you have dry skin, just kind of dissipate. It sits on your skin in the best way. This is a night cream in my opinion, but I have seen a lot of kind of their InnBeauty Project advertising showing people using it during the daytime. I can't imagine doing that, especially now that it's summertime here, but I also don't have dry skin, so it's kind of up to you, but this is rich. So I personally would recommend wearing it at night. The one thing that's been really interesting when I've worn this is used, and where I kind of am like, does this actually firm and lift? I don't know. I have had some kind of nice tingling when I put it on. So I like that feeling because I feel like it's working. and I don't necessarily need it, but I've definitely felt it. So if you do have more sensitive skin, I'm wondering if this may be a little much for you. And again, I don't know what the bioretinol is in it, but that tingling has been welcome. And also, like, my skin just looks so plump when I wake up in the morning using this, and the long lasting hydration is definitely there with it. And like I said in the beginning, my one complaint is this packaging. I think it's way too bulky, too heavy. It's luxe, but also I would be happy just for like a smaller, more travel friendly packaging. Okay, secondly, we have the Mineral Sun Glow. I've talked about this quite a few times. This is their sunscreen. They just came out with it maybe in March or February, I forget, not too long ago. And this is SPF 43 PA 3+, which is incredible for a US brand. A lot of times we just don't see any PA protection, or they don't advertise it. And this is a broad spectrum mineral sunscreen. It does have butyl salicylate in it, which doesn't bother me, but some people it does bother. It comes in 2 shades. I have the lighter one. This is light medium. And this is, it's kind of like a dream because I think it works for so many people. It does have a glow. That's the name. It's got a very nice like radiance to it, but it's not too greasy. Now, am I gonna wear this in the summertime in North Carolina? Probably not. It's just a little too glowy, and I'm not looking for that much glow. I've got that already. But I think a lot of other times of the year, or if you do have drier skin, it's just gonna be so nice. And what I like about it, because I don't love that like super movable, like slick, like just sliding all over my face type of texture, this one sets down more. And especially like if I'm in heavy air conditioning in the summer, this would be perfect because it would give me that glow, but it's not going to be moving all over my face. I like that they immediately came out with 2 shades. There's a deeper one that is a medium to deep shade, and it also has 14.28% zinc oxide. Like I said, it has butyl salicylate, and it also does have iron oxides, which some people really like, and it gives you just a little bit of a tint. So like if you are really into that sheer kind of no makeup, this is it. It's not makeup, and it's very sheer, but it has just enough that there's not going to be, usually there shouldn't be a white cast, and there's just a little bit of wash of color to kind of even out any tone that may be a little off. Okay, another favorite. This is maybe my 3rd or 4th bottle. This is the Slushy Hyaluronic Acid and Bakuchiol Serum. I think of this more as a moisturizer, but it really is a serum because the texture is so interesting. But this stuff is incredible. If you have dry skin, your skin is just going to soak this up. It's $32 for 1.7 fluid ounces. So it's still not cheap, but it's not as expensive as our Extreme Cream. And I feel like this is the perfect summertime moisturizer. It is hydrating, it's a serum and a moisturizer in one. So if you just want to skip a few steps because it's summertime and you're like on the go, this is a great one. It's got bakuchiol, hyaluronic acid, yuzu, which is vitamin C. I've noticed while doing this review, InnBeauty Project is a big fan of vitamin C, so they put it in a lot of things, which can be irritating to some people because it is somewhat stronger, but I've never felt anything from this other than just like, it's like a big drink of water for your skin. So, love. Next one, not expecting to love this as much as I do. This is the Bright and Tight Eye Cream. This is my 2nd bottle. I was gifted the first one, I bought the 2nd one. $34. You only get a half an ounce, which is 15 milliliters. So it's pretty small, but it is an eye cream, and really you shouldn't need more than 1 pump. And that's probably a little excessive. I probably use too much. And what I do is I pump it out, put a little under on my eyelid, and I'm good to go. It's got some pigment to it, and it kind of, I wouldn't say that it's one of those ones that is supposed to be like makeup skincare, like canceling out dark circles, but it's got just enough that I feel like it gives me a little bit of illumination to my under eyes. But again, if you're looking for something that really acts more like makeup, this is not it. It has vitamin C, tranexamic acid, what else? Peptides, caffeine, yeah. So they're saying that it will help with dark circles, hyperpigmentation, wrinkles, basically everything. Did I say it has caffeine? Yeah, I did. So that's a pretty big claim. And I can't tell you that like I've seen like some eyeline wrinkles like totally gone, but there's something about it where like when I used up my first one, that's kind of always the test where I'm like, do I want to repurchase? Like, do I miss this? And I did. There's something about it. Like, it is hydrating, but it's not too much. It doesn't pill. It's never pilled a single time underneath makeup or anything, or sunscreen. I feel like over time it has lightened and brightened, but it's not going to be something that happens overnight. Like, you know, I've been using the first one for probably 30 days. So I would say like maybe after 3 months, maybe I'll see a little bit more of that reduction, but it's going to be a long-term process, and I am committed because I've used other eye creams when I finished the first one, and then I was like, okay, I need to get restocked because I did really end up missing it. And I would say my last favorite, best of the best, are the lip glazes. And I feel like these are kind of what InnBeauty Project started to become kind of well known for, and they are very good. They have so many, and I've only tried I think 3 or 4. I don't love every single shade. I have a plum shade that I don't like at all. This one is the Fruit Punch shade, which is very nice, but it's not my favorite. This one is the Pina Colada. Looks insane, looks brown, right? But let me show you what it looks like on your lips. They all have the most scrumptious smell. Ugh, look at that. And this one, what I like about the Pina Colada is it's a little bit of a thicker consistency. This one and the Mystery Glaze, that's the other one I like. That's like a pH adjusting, and I like that shade of pink. They are a little bit thicker. They kind of like sit on your lip more. The Fruit Punch one is a little thinner. I don't know why, like they should be the same, but it's a little thinner. It moves a little bit more on my lips. And then the plum one, I just don't like the consistency at all, or the shade. But the two that I do like I said, are the Pina Colada and the Mystery one. And yeah, it's just like, you just want to like actually lick your lips because they smell and taste so good. And they give you such a pretty, nice gloss. A little bit of a thicker consistency, so if you don't like thick, these may not be good for you, but I love them. Okay, next up we are moving into the mediocre category. This one, you know, it's one of those categories where it's obviously, like the name suggests, I don't hate it, I don't love it, I just think it's like, maybe you might love it, but you could probably pass on it. So the first one I don't actually have with me. I have used it up, and it was probably in empties from a year or two ago. That's the 10 and 10 moisturizer. This one, it just didn't do much for me. To be honest, most moisturizers are in this category, not just from this brand, but in general, because a moisturizer has to have something special. There's just so many out there that, like, if it's just another moisturizer, I'm not gonna rave about it. This one's $36. I will put a picture here. $36, 1.7 fluid ounce, pretty standard. But $36 for a moisturizer is not cheap, so it needs to wow me for that amount of money. Like I said before, they are kind of a big fan of putting vitamin C in their products. So that one has 10% vitamin C, which is a lot. 10% peptides. It also has ceramides. I think it's a nice lighter gel cream moisturizer, but like I said, I just don't have a lot really like to rave about it because it just feels pretty mediocre to me. So I know some people really like it, but I have other ones that are cheaper that do the same job. The next one, which is almost empty, is the Keep It Clean Hydrating Gel Cleanser. This is $26 for 6.7 fluid ounces, so a little bit of a better deal, but also a gel foaming moisturizer or cleanser shouldn't be that expensive. You can get one from La Roche-Posay or CeraVe that's really cheap for a lot more, or for maybe a less money but more product. This one is a gel cleanser. It says it has 10 amino acid blend. It's got ceramides and vegan collagen, but also it's a cleanser. You're just washing it off. So most of the time when it has like collagen or ceramides, I mean, that's fine. It's probably not going to dry your skin out as much, but it also is being washed off within a second. This one, what I actually don't love about it, it doesn't make it all the way into the worst category, but it's very, very foaming. So sometimes I don't like it when they foam so much because they get like in my nose and mouth where I can't breathe. And this one has a lot of foam. So if you like that, you may love this cleanser, but for me, it just felt pretty mediocre, which is why it's in the mediocre category. The next one I have is the Face Glaze Bronze. This one really could have been in the best category. The only reason that I put it in the mediocre is because I just don't use these types of products that often. So it's more just like a personal preference than anything. This retails for $27. You get 0.85 fluid ounces or 25 milliliters. And like the name would suggest, it's a bronzer. So there's so many liquid bronzers, cream bronzers out there these days. I do like the tone of this bronzer, and I will of course insert some B-roll, and I do really like the packaging. You get just the most targeted amount, so I actually can go around the like edges of my face and use it like that. It blends in really nicely. There's really not a lot to say bad about it. It's just there's so many products like this in the market, and I don't use bronzer that often. I feel like I just have like a little bit more bronzed of a look, so I don't need it every single day. This one also has a counterpart, which is the highlighting, what is it, face glaze? I don't think it's called highlighting, I think it's just called the original face glaze. And I really liked that one, but I don't need more glow. That's not my problem. I need a little bit more of a matte look. So if you are in the market for something like this or for the highlighting one, they are wonderful, wonderful options. They're very versatile too. You can mix it in with your foundation or your moisturizer to give you like a little bit more of a bronzed look or a highlighted look. And that's actually my favorite way to use this. If you want like a no makeup day, put it in with your moisturizer, put some sunscreen on, you're good to go. So really, it could be in the best category, but it's just me that I don't use it that often. Okay. I was considering where to put this one because I haven't had a lot of time with it. This is the Retinol Remix 1% Retinol treatment, and it's in the mediocre category just for that reason right now. I think it may change over time, but right now, that's what I'm saying. It's $46, you get 1 fluid ounce. So for a retinol, it's actually not that bad. Like a lot of them can be way more expensive. This one has what they say is 1% vegan retinol, which I've never heard of a vegan retinol. I mean, that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. Of course it does. I just think it's like a catchword that they're using the word vegan. It's got peptides and tranexamic acid, which is another favorite from InnBeauty Project. My skin, I don't know if it loves tranexamic acid. It's not that it hates it, like it doesn't have reactions to it. It just doesn't react as much as some people's. Like I know some people just love it. So if you do really, your skin loves tranexamic acid, this might be a really good option. And then the other thing that I kind of picked up on is that they said in their packaging or their marketing that it's effective, not aggressive. Now, if you are a beginner with retinol, this is retinol, so it's the lowest version. This might be a really good option. My skin is a little bit more like, it can take a beating. So I think this might just be a little too low for me. Like I need something stronger. So that's why I'm putting it in the mediocre. And it probably could go into the worst, I say like quote unquote, I can't use this hand, only because it's just probably not the best fit for me. I want to like it, but I don't love it. So we're gonna leave it in the middle. Maybe my thoughts will change on it as I use it more. Okay, next up we have, what is this called? The Bronze Body Glow. This one is in the mediocre category because I didn't feel like it did much. I used it this morning and it smells like the beach. It smells like coconuts. You put it on this beautiful brush that I really like. It's very soft. I'll even show you. I'll do a little bit on my shoulder. So I just put up very little just because I already have some on and I only have one hand. So you see there's a little bit of pigment. This is so awkward. And like I said, it's got a glow. It's got that very coconutty, beachy scent. And I feel like it does have some glitter, but I don't see it. And I don't feel like it really like lasts on my skin when I've used it. I put it all over my arms and my décolleté, and I just don't feel like it did anything. It is a dry oil, which is nice because I was worried that I was gonna put this on. It's a body oil, and I was gonna be like slipping and sliding and like everything transferring. I'm also wearing a white tank top. I haven't seen any transfer so far, but I also just, maybe I'm not using enough. And it's been really hard with this sling. Like normally I would be able to put it all over and really like test it. So I think maybe if you use more, you'll get more of the like sparkle glow. But for me, it just feels okay. And I also just don't think I'm gonna wear this that often. Maybe by the pool, but I don't know. I'm not going to the pool that often these days. Okay, and my last one. Now, I should have said this at the beginning of the video, but I have not tried every single product from this brand. I've tried probably like 90, 80%. So there are a few that are not gonna be in this review, but you know, for the sake of this video, I feel like I've tried quite a few and more of the favorites for sure. But the last one I have in the worst category is the Bright and Smooth AHA BHA Body Serum. This is 7% AHA plus BHA. It retails for $33. You get 5 fluid ounces. And I wanted so badly to like this. But you know what? I can't get over the smell. This smell, I'm gonna put it on my hand just to remind myself of it. Oh, it smells like, I just got it in my nose. It smells like, oh no, in my nose. I feel like death. I don't know the right word, but it does not smell good. And I don't know why, because none of their other products have this smell. And they do have, I guess they don't really have any other products with AHAs. So maybe that's it, but I have plenty of other products with AHAs that don't smell like this. It's supposed to help reduce dark spots and also hyperpigmentation and also that rough, bumpy skin and texture you get on your body. And I have tried it all over my body. The first time I tried it, I got like a little weird rash, irritation on my elbow area, like red bumps that didn't itch, but they were there immediately after using it, and I didn't have it from anything else. I didn't put anything else on my body. They did go away within like less than 24 hours. And then I tried it again, and it didn't do the exact same thing, but it did something. Now, that might just be the AHAs and BHAs kind of like reacting with my body, but I didn't love it. And this smell is so off-putting that I really can't get over it. It also has tranexamic acid. They love that. It's got kojic acid and niacinamide. There's just a lot of stuff going on. If you have more sensitive skin on your body, this might be a lot for you. And honestly, I didn't see any difference. Now, I don't have any of that rough, bumpy skin, but I definitely have dark spots and some hyperpigmentation. So I was hoping that it would do something, but also you probably need to use this for months and months and months to see any of that dark spot and hyperpigmentation go away. So for me, it's just a fail. And you know what? I'm okay with it. As you saw me go through, I love almost everything else, or I like it. So one thing that doesn't work is okay. And I'm gonna try to use it up, maybe on my legs, I don't know. But I just don't find myself reaching for it just because the smell is so off-putting. I would be so fine if they put a fragrance in this, because it's odd. It's like they put fragrance and stuff for your face, but this is for your body, which most people, their body skin is not as sensitive. So I would say like, put fragrance in this. Most people will be okay with it. Whew, but that's it. This video is long. I'm not sorry, because I do wanna give you guys thorough thoughts on everything. But overall, I just want to say this is truly one of my favorite brands. I have been using pretty much all of these products nonstop. For someone who has as many sunscreens as me, I've been using this sunscreen nonstop. Same with the Extreme Cream. Those are definitely, I would say, my two favorites. And then maybe the lip glaze, which I have just with me in my purse all the time. Oh, but also the eye cream. So see, it's so hard to kind of narrow it down. But I would say those are my top choices, and I think you're gonna like almost every product that you try from this brand. So give it a try. I will link everything below. Let me know if you have questions. And I'm gonna stop talking because I'm tired. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.